It might be that time. It might have come down to this. Manchester City have defeated Arsenal 2-1 at the Etihad, and this title race just got very, very interesting. I mean, what a game. If we're talking about Big Six matchups, they've been almost exclusively terrible over the course of the season and kind of in recent years. But this game delivered all the hype building up, all the expectations, and maybe it's because the result went the way of City that makes it way more interesting. But both teams went for it, and we're going to get into it. Like, subscribe, all that good algorithm stuff. Let's get straight to it, man. Manchester City 2-1 Arsenal. Title not necessarily on the line. This isn't necessarily the deciding game, but if we're talking about momentum, and this is momentum that started all the way back in the Carabao Cup final, leading up to now, the last month has been up and up and up and up for Manchester City, and maybe just a constant spiral down for Arsenal. Of course, they're still in the Champions League, but getting knocked out of 2 cups back to back, one of them to Manchester City, and then going to the Etihad. And this in itself is almost a cup final in terms of the stage, the expectation, the mentality going into it. You win this game, you put yourself in almost the most cushy spot in a long time to win the title. But you draw this game, you put yourself maybe not in the greatest spot, but still a relatively comfortable spot to win the title. You lose this game, and all of a sudden, Manchester City are breathing down your neck. And that's the situation we find ourselves in here. Let's look at the lineups, because both teams, considering obviously Arsenal have injuries in certain situations. You don't see Saka starting, of course, but if you really look at the team, people have been asking for Odegaard and Eze to play together. Maybe more centrally and drop Zubimendi, but they got them both on the field. And Eze, I thought, was decent. But I got to say, I got to be honest, if Arsenal are going to a game at the Etihad in April with the title potentially hanging in the balance, and this man right here, the marquee striker signing of the summer for Arsenal, is sitting on the bench, that tells you all you need to know. Hard to say because he has scored goals this season, but maybe that's an admission that they got that one wrong, if you just have to say. Madueke also from Chelsea. The same way that yesterday, and I didn't make a video on the Chelsea United game because that was just dreadful to watch, but the same way Garnacho came on in that game, and everyone's like, we see Chelsea got ripped off here. Madueke, hey, we finessed Arsenal because this guy was buns in this game. Not to say he's a terrible player. He has aspects to his game that can be conducive to a winning team if you have the right pieces around him. But he doesn't have a bona fide finisher that he's playing with up top to begin with. And two, he's just not even providing that service. He's just dribbling, and it's not really leading to anything. I'm not surprised he got hooked so early. But City, on the other hand, Pep has found his team. This is his team for the run-in, and it's getting the job done. This back line, it took too long for him to start Kusanov consistently. This guy, I think because Diaz went down again, but he's just class. Not saying he's like the greatest center back ever, but a lot of potential, and he's already showing, even with just the raw attributes that he has. He's reading the game better now too. Gahey, obviously. O'Reilly's. As a Chelsea fan, I gotta say it. O'Reilly may have just stepped up as the best left back in the league this season. For my money, defensively, I would probably still take Cucurella. But if you look at his all-around game, what he's providing from left back, I know he's basically playing in midfield a lot of the time, but you can't lie. He's been very crucial. One of the most important players for City to end this back stretch of the season. Nunez doing what he has to do at right back. I'm sure they're going to try to replace him, but he's been good. Donnarumma, let's not talk about it. Oh, hell no! We'll wait for that one. Rodri peeled back the years in this performance. Bernardo Silva, I know he's leaving at the end of the season, But this guy just shows why City have won so much over the last decade. He is relentless, relentless. Just everywhere you need him to be in the most crucial moments. That's a winning player. Doku, unstoppable. The final product, still not amazing in terms of him finishing, but just the chances he creates. Mosquera, he had him on toast for a lot of this game. Just ridiculous. Semenyo, honestly, I didn't think he played that well. Surprised he played 90 minutes. I mean, it wasn't bad, but in the position that he was in that he didn't capitalize on, you would expect a little bit more from him. Obviously, Erling Haaland got his goal, just wrestling with Gabriel and Saliba, mainly Gabriel. And usually he struggles a lot against these guys, but when it mattered most, he just got it done. But let's talk about Ryan Cherki. I mean, what more needs to be said? I said it last week when he absolutely demolished Chelsea, my team. He's world class, and I think you can see it now. I'm sure people have seen it already, but in terms of the world class shout, I'm backing it. The way for this first goal that Ryan Cherki absolutely demolished Gabriel, and we have to talk about Gabriel because this game is one he's going to want to forget. Approaching the box, you rarely ever see Ryan Cherki at a full-out sprint. He's like holding R1 or RB on FIFA, where he's just doing that controlled sprint. He's approaching you, just baiting you just enough, hit you with a step over, just a little move. The hezzy, it's just he has so much control with both feet that he can just do whatever he wants. The touch is exactly where he wants it. Just shifts around Gabriel, gets another touch to get past. I think Capier was there or someone was there. And then after doing that on his left foot, with the right foot, just clean finish, unsavable side netting. This guy is ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. And to me, like I said, he's world class already. And I'm damn near ready to say, it's hard to compare him to like Saliba, for example, in terms of attackers versus defenders. But let me just say, out of the attackers, he is the best player in the Premier League. Maybe that's crazy. Maybe that's crazy. You guys let me know. Someone will say Bruno, and Bruno's been amazing too. I know they're both midfielders technically, but I'm talking about people who make impact in the final third. Ryan Cherki just on the eye. I've seen enough. And maybe that's because too, all the other usual suspects you want to bring up, like Saka, Foden, Palmer, all these guys, Morgan Rogers, even all out of the strikers, like all of them are having iffy seasons. But this guy, now that Pep has found out exactly how he wants to use him, it's just been unstoppable. He's been unstoppable, and he's so good. He's genuinely so good. For me, I'd rather have him than Bruno personally. Like, it's just what he did in this game. Very few players can create that chance for themselves in that way. Personally, I just he's ridiculous, and that's no disrespect to Bruno, but I would take Cherki personally. But then, not even 90 seconds later, I think. I couldn't even really process what Cherki did, and all of a sudden, Donnarumma, bozo moment. This guy, he was trying. Imposter thing. Just too much time on the ball. Havertz, the perfect press. They triggered the right situation. And damn near, it looks so goofy. Donnarumma trying to clear it, and there's Havertz got the touch to it. Redirects it into the net. Perfect. Arsenal 1-1. And at that point, it's looking like, hey, Arsenal kind of stole back a little bit of the momentum because it was City. They scored. And it looked like, oh, maybe City can go on to run out this game. But that goal right there just happened to stall that momentum and let Arsenal breathe a little bit. But the fact that was Arsenal's one goal off of a really bad mistake kind of says a lot about how the game ended up playing out. But at the same time, Arsenal had chances. Arsenal were creating chances. And that's why I want to applaud Mikel Arteta. Obviously, bro was low-key. Like I said at the beginning of this video, he's bottling the season. But low-key, I didn't think he had it in him to go and try to win this game. I thought he was going to come in just to not lose. And I think he heard all the talk and he came into this game and Arsenal looked better than they've looked in weeks. And you have to give it to them that they came out to play to win. But one, you have to ask, where was this Arsenal over the last few weeks? I mean, that's the question in itself. Watching the TikTok edits and training. But two, it wasn't enough. If this is the best Arsenal have to offer, I mean, I know they have no Saka, but even then, Saka isn't like having a season where I'm like, oh, he completely changes this game. Let me see. Did they even have? These are just the players that came on. Did they have Dalman on the bench? They did. And he didn't bring on Max Dalman. For me, that's poor. Max Dalman not coming in. I mean, if you need a spark, I'm not saying Max Dalman is Lamine Yamal and he's gonna carry Arsenal to a victory, but it's when you need a spark, someone who can create something out of nothing. Why not bring on Max Dalman? Personally, you're bringing on Martinelli and Trossard. I mean, to be fair, Trossard created a great chance toward the end, but I don't know. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Pep on the other hand took off Cherki, took off Doku toward the end. I mean, I guess he was trying to see the game out. I thought those two were creating everything, so I didn't know about that, but he was trying to see the game out at that point, and Rodri went down, which was unfortunate for City. But second half, Haaland and Gabriel just going at it. In a league where it's become kind of Mickey Mouse, the rivalries over time. City Arsenal won. I like that it kept the intensity. They were getting heated, and specifically Haaland and Gabriel, one of the best rivalries in the Premier League right now. They just go at it every game. And Haaland, if you actually look at this goal, it's Gabriel that Haaland holds off to get his goal. And I think it's Nico O'Reilly with a lot of space. I think a throw from Donnarumma, approaching, gets it to Doku. Doku slips the ball right through the line, back to Nico O'Reilly. I think, does he shoot or I forget exactly, but it comes across. I think it goes past one, and then Haaland's there. That's the poacher's instinct. He doesn't have to be perfect all game, but in the moment of truth, when the world needed him most, he did not vanish. He popped up, he got his finish, and this was after he had actually missed a damn near open net earlier in the game off a set piece where he hit the post. That was unfortunate, but he got his here, and not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say scene of the crime because Haaland does well here, so it's not like Gabriel's just trash or something, but Gabriel is in the frame on the player who scored both goals for City this game. And Gabriel, for me, for a lot of this season, he honestly was a leading candidate for PFA Player of the Year. I'm not saying he's the best player in the league, but if you look at the defensive side of Arsenal's game, plus the fact that he was damn near the most crucial goal scorer for Arsenal, especially in that first half of the season, you have to combine that, and he's pretty much been the most important player to the best team in the league across the season. People want to shout Declan Rice. I mean, I guess I can hear it, but and maybe Arsenal fans, you guys watch them week in, week out, so maybe you guys like the Rice propaganda more. But for me, Gabriel, you can't. Arsenal weren't in the position they were in without Gabriel in very noticeable ways, and that for me, that's more likely to win a PFA Player of the Season. Now people are trying to give it to Bruno. I mean, if you want, sure, but for me, it was Gabriel for a lot of the season. Now it's getting a bit spooky. If Arsenal bottle this, maybe it will go to Bruno. Bruno breaks that assist record, or probably will end up going to Bruno because the Arsenal front runners are kind of throwing it away. And speaking of throwing it away, I mean, Arsenal, or Gabriel, excuse me, almost threw away this game. I mean, obviously they still ended up losing the game, but getting into it with Haaland again, and earlier in the game, he even ripped Haaland's shirt. I mean, I don't know how that didn't end up a foul. And that's when City and Arsenal really started getting into it. But then the second time, Haaland and Gabriel go head to head, nose to nose. And Gabriel, I'm not going to lie, that's a headbutt motion. And he's making contact with Haaland. That's low key a red card. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think the difference between that being a red card and just him and Haaland getting yellows or whatever is the fact that Haaland doesn't go to the ground because Haaland's actually on smoke, and referees like make decisions for Haaland differently than they would for someone who was 5'8". Let's just call it what it is. The way Haaland gets manhandled, and to be fair, him and Gabriel go back and forth, but there's certain situations where I'm like, that's low key just a foul, and they just judge it differently because they know Haaland's big body and he can take most of that. But when Gabriel tries to headbutt him, one, he's lucky that Haaland and him are head to head and there's no separation, so it doesn't look like an impact type of moment. But even then, if he does the same thing he did and Haaland just decides to make a meal of it and hits the ground, not that I'm advocating for that, but I think then the referee will have to take a look at it again and then give the foul and honestly give a red card. But he's lucky. Haaland is with all the smoke. He's not going to the ground for nothing. And he wanted it with Gabriel. And because of that, it just that doesn't end up going that way. But I'm not going to lie, that low-key should have been a red card. But at the end of the day, he stays on. City see the game out. Arsenal had chances toward the end. They're trying, and I commend it. It's not like they had to go for it at the end because a loss is devastating. A draw, even, they could have got away with it. But the main chance, I mean, obviously, as they had the one that came off the post, that was almost beautiful. And Donnarumma had a big save earlier in the game. But the main chance was Trossard putting in a beauty of a ball to Kai Havertz. And he heads it like centimeters over the bar. And that would have been pandemonium if that had gone in. But alas, Arsenal do get defeated by City. And if we look at the table now, things just got very, very interesting. City are 3 points behind Arsenal with the game in hand going to Burnley. Relegation threatened Burnley. I mean, I shouldn't say threatened. Relegation bound Burnley. I mean, sorry. They're cooked, and they only have one goal behind in goal difference. So just winning at Burnley, no matter how it's done, gets them at least level in goal difference and level in points, obviously, as well. And then they'll have the advantage in goals scored. It gets very interesting. I mean, not saying it's guaranteed City win the league now because you have to go get it done. And they've been in good positions before where they've gone and drawn to teams that they had no business drawing to. But this game makes it very, very realistic that we could be watching another bottle on our hands. And I'm not going to lie, this one would be legendary. The first three, I wouldn't say they're all bottles. I think Arsenal bottled it the first time when they were really ahead. They low-key bottled it the second time. I can't remember exactly how that season went, but they were decently doing well that time. Last season, I wouldn't really call that a bottle. I mean, I think it's a bottle in the context that Liverpool came out of nowhere with a new manager, and they should have been the front runners, but I wouldn't really call that a bottle. Liverpool were just running away with it. But this year, 9 points ahead a month ago, and the position that they're in now, if Arsenal don't go on to win this league, this, and the fact with the context that it's 4 in a row, this one, honestly, and I hate to say it because it's not like I have anything against him personally. I think he's a good manager, not one of these the best managers in the world, like everyone likes to say, like top 3 or something. But I think he's a good manager, and it feels wrong to say, oh, Arteta should get sacked off the back of that. But I think for himself and this team, if he truly cares about Arsenal at the end of the season, if they do not win something, he might just have to step away and go apply his trade somewhere else. I think he could be successful in other places, but just if they don't get this one done in the position they were in, clearly there's just something that's not clicking when it comes down to the business end of the season. That's just simple. And even if they do win it, I mean, still something's not clicking, but at least they would have got it over the line. But if they don't get it over the line, then I'm not going to lie, it might be wraps for this version of the project. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. This game was cinema. Finally, a Big Six game that actually delivered, that it doesn't make me have withdrawals from the Champions League. We got something out of this. Ryan Cherki, like I said, world class and arguably best player in the league, at least in attacking positions. It's ridiculous. But let me know, what do you think? Who wins it from here on out? Can City complete the comeback, or Arsenal going to do just enough to scrape the league? Either way, not really the greatest winner, no matter who wins it, but we got a good title race because both teams have been equally mediocre at times. So we take that. That's all we want, a good title race. Give us a good title race. So like, subscribe, all the good algorithm stuff would be much appreciated. And give me your thoughts down below. Who gets it done? Arsenal, City. It's the business end of the season. It's getting exciting, people. And don't remember, time for the bottle. See you guys next time. Peace.